New tariffs are coming, and here is how to prepare. Given the current discussion around tariffs and potential escalation of full-blown trade wars, I won't spend too much time reiterating what everyone already knows. In this video, instead, I will focus specifically on the what business and brand can do to prepare. So welcome to 𝗏 Marketing Pockets. In my opinion, companies can add in 4 main areas to get ready for new or higher tariffs. The applicability, cost, and timeline and trade-offs in each vary, both broadly and by firms. It pays to start planning your approach now. First, redefining go-to-market approaches. Whatever happens with the tariffs, the impact will be shared by manufacturers, importers, retailers, end buyers, foreign exporters, and ultimately consumers. Pricing can be a key mitigated lever. The most straightforward solution to higher tariff is to pass the added cost through to the customers, which can be challenging, but it's often achievable with disciplined and analytical approaches and good change management overall. Companies have all kinds of reasons to raise prices, including higher freight rates, increase in the material costs, and expectation of more inflation in the broader economy. In this context, tariffs become part of broader pricing discussion internally and with the customers. Companies should also consider other pricing factors. How much price elasticity is there in the product mix? How far can you raise price without significant impact on sales volume? Product differentiation and market concentration can be key determinants. Additional strategy may be available at product level, such as making product-specific changes to reduce cost of goods sales, COGS, or optimizing product families around tariff criteria. Although potential benefits of these strategies should be balanced against disrupting to existing market strategies. Dealing with the new tariffs also is a good time to rethink product assortment. What are high margin or high growth products you want to prioritize? These merit extra hard work to mitigate the impact of new tariffs. In turn, tariffs could expedite discussion to deprioritize or phase out other products. Optimizing trade compliance is second strategy. Companies can lower duties through smart trade compliance, which is essentially ensuring that traded goods and services follow most favorable applicable custom rules. For example, companies may be able to reduce dutiable value through the fast sale rules, under which a previous transaction in the value chain sets a dutiable values, or through delivery duty paid. The seller delivering the goods assume the responsibility for duty payment. Importers can also claim duty drawbacks on items that are ultimately re-exported. When tariffs are low, securing drawbacks may not be worth their trouble and expense. With higher rates, drawbacks can accrue significant savings. Number 3, rethinking the value chain. Geography and location may matter a lot in the coming years. Companies face 3 types of decision. One, related to their supplier, another to their manufacturing footprint, and the third to their choice of end markets. A thorough analysis of suppliers, including those in Tier 2 and Tier 3, under various tariff scenarios is priority. It may point to several options, including renegotiated terms, encouraging suppliers to move operation to new locations, and certifying new suppliers. There will be almost certainly be trade-offs among reducing tariff costs, highlighting strain on the vendor relationship, and incurring switching costs. Manufacturers can also explore the cost and benefit of reconfiguring their facility footprint to lower or no tariff location. Although these decisions could require multi-year plans and substantial capital expenditures. There may be value in developing options for dual or multi-site production. Finally, In a trade environment characterized by tit-for-tat actions and asymmetrical reiteration, certain formally opened export market may become closed or restricted for companies. Understanding the risk and opportunity of different end market could be critical. The last strategy is shaping policy, at least try to shape policy. It may be possible in some instances to influence the provision or implementation timeline of tariff policy or to obtain exemption for certain products. Some companies are already pursuing this route. The first Trump administration granted 4 types of exemption for punitive tariffs in different contexts. Individual company exemption for specific products, exemption for all importers of the products in question, exemption for entire source country, and quotas that allow defined quantity of inputs to enter country without a punitive tariff. It should be noted that pursuing exemption can be costly and time-consuming, with no guarantee of a favorable outcome, and that in the past several exemption measures came with the expiration date. So how to get ready? 3 capabilities will help companies prepare for new or increased tariffs. The first is strategic business leadership from the top that maintains focus on business impacts and links trade policy risks to strategic objectives such as revenue growth, market share, and earnings. Second is the ability to iterate plans in agile manners, leveraging supplier data, strong analytics to respond more surely and quickly to new policy than the competition. Third is effective cross-enterprise collaboration. There is no rule for silos. One approach is to build cross-functional team of experts from all relevant functions, including strategy, finance, legal, and compliance, and procurement, pricing, as well as company or industry-specific functions such as retail operations and assortment planning. Another is to establish a central team focused on geopolitics, tariffs, and risk that consolidate risk assessment and work on mitigation bilaterally with each function. Most companies have experience mitigating tariff costs, but they can activate a broader series of mitigating levers through a structure and phase approach. They can start by assessing their direct tariff risk, as well as the impact of possible new tariffs or trade restriction on goods made by suppliers, based on their analysis of various scenarios. The assessment should include segmenting the portfolio by revenue at risk and prioritizing high-impact products and brands for fast response. A regular self-assessment will also identify blind spots, a situation in which companies don't know where their vendors are sourcing or what the true exposure is. In addition, companies should benchmark their exposure against taking into account where their competitors source import and final products. The next step is to develop a framework that balances risk and return, lead time, and the external environment for specific response. This process can identify no-regret moves, event-based responses, and potential long-term action for consideration. Management can then build its mitigation plans with emphasis on priority products or brands and set an initial phase implementation roadmap with specific signposts for action. At the appropriate time, based on scenario triggers, the company is ready to implement its mitigation plan on the schedule it deems most beneficial. Dashboard can measure ongoing progress and provide mechanisms for continuing discussion of future resets and action. The company's approach included these following actions. First, identifying gaps or shortcomings compared with other best-in-class players. Second, establishing the operating and governance models for tariff responses and how they interact with existing process and teams. Third, identifying the largest impact categories not yet mitigated and actions to fill in gaps for large and challenging categories and suppliers. Finally, identifying opportunity to offset tariff costs through the vendor negotiation and developing a corresponding negotiating strategy. Tariff represent part of new normal of greater uncertainty in the geopolitics and trade. While the current focus is predominantly on the US, companies in other markets also face the potential of rising tariff in many markets, depending on how other countries reiterate. The next several years could see a raft of new policy, each setting of complex responses. Tariff diagnosis and mitigation efforts matters. For global players, they are timely priorities. That's for today. Let me know your thoughts on this. Until next time, this is Smith Marketing Buckets. Bye.